episode of Cannabis Tech Talks. I'm Patricia Miller, executive editor with Cannabis and Tech Today. I'm here with Nathan. He's going to give us his full name and title because we're MJBizCon and I don't want to mess it up.
Thank you, Trish. Nathan Darazio, co-founder of Candid and now enterprise account executive with Dama. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you so much for joining me. So I'm really excited to talk about some of the stuff Dama's doing. You guys are working on a lot of AI. Tell our audience some about Dama, and then maybe we can jump into the AI world.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a very unique journey here with Candid. Kind of started along with my wife was in a really bad car accident, and during her recovery, it was a long, grueling one. And when she came home, she was on a lot of different opioids, pharmaceuticals. We have young children. It's really no way to live, you know? So cannabis miraculously helped her make a recovery. And that's really what is at the center of what we're doing here. And it's personalizing cannabis, and AI is helping us do that. And as Candid was growing and we were looking for POS partners to grow distribution, it led us to Dama and a lot of their tech with GrowFlow. And we had a very shared vision in what we wanted to do with an end-to-end solution for operators, from banking, payments, POS, wholesale to commerce. And that's what led us here. And now we offer operators something unique and different.
Yeah. So what's unique about what you're bringing to the cannabis space?
Yeah, so if you think about the shopping experience today, it's really hard. It's overwhelming. People might log into a menu and they're presented with hundreds, sometimes thousands of different options, and they have flashy packaging or pictures of buds, and strain names are kind of wild sometimes, and they're constantly changing, right? So what we're doing is we are using AI to help guide the consumer and narrow down exactly what it is that they're looking for, so we can provide a personally curated experience. Think something more along the lines of Netflix.
Okay, so I love this idea. I think right now bud tenders are having to do so much of the educational component for people because it is overwhelming. I went to Planet 13, world's largest dispensary, insane selection, but even for someone like myself who may know the product categories, how do you decide what to do? So how is this AI learning what the consumer wants?
Yeah, well, and that's the thing about cannabis and how personal it is, right? Consumers are talking more nowadays about they're using it for medical, wellness, lifestyle benefits. We're all searching for that effect, that experience we want with cannabis. And I love how you brought up the dispensary staff and bud tenders, because everybody's really well-intentioned. We have this knowledge that we just want to give to everybody that comes into the dispensary, but the tools right now might not be up to par with helping them do that. And I can't tell you how many times I hear, Trish, bud tenders or a consumer walking in and saying, I want a product with this and this, right? And today there's just really no good way to narrow it down and use that knowledge that they have to help guide those consumers. And that's exactly what we're bringing to the table. And we do all of that with this treasure trove of data that already exists in testing with the terpenes and cannabinoids. So it's there, brands are paying for it, and now we're using that to map the consumer experience in a better way so that staff can use it really well, and so that consumers can have a baseline to start with, and then ultimately a better experience shopping.
So how are people able to access this technology? Is this something the bud tenders are using, or is it something that the customers are using in select locations?
Yeah, so it's all an e-commerce experience. So it's all built right into the menu. So right now, the GrowFlow plus Candid solution that are a part of Dama, we are pulling all of the COA data through the POS and then funneling that up through the menu. And we're using that as kind of our baseline to help guide patients with online recommendation tools, where they come in and they take a very brief survey on the desired experience they want. And then we're narrowing down those really overwhelming selections by category and by giving them, a few that might work best for them. And then that gives us a baseline. And then what's really magic is we're learning about them every single time they come back and shop, every time they offer feedback on those products. So that's how we really get very personal and offer just a better shopping experience.
So from a retail perspective, I would think not only is this going to help me offer better recommendations, but it's giving me kind of an access point to that customer over and over again, building this kind of intimacy with them, like, hey, I care about your opinion, touch points, for those surveys and that data.
Yeah, absolutely. So we think of, customer loyalty right now, right? It's really hard for brands sometime to stand out and do the storytelling, whether it's online or if they sell their product to another retailer, right? But you're exactly right that what this does is it's giving them that baseline, that understanding of every single user that walks through their door, so that they can then use the in-store experience as well as their online menu to just help understand them better and build ultimately better customer loyalty.
I like that. I like hearing about ways that AI is going to help us for a change. I think people get really scared of it, replacing things. But I like this idea of it being such a helpful tool to bring people more tailored medicinal experience. I think that's valuable.
We love things being about us, right? It's
You're
human
right.
nature. We love when things are about us and when things are tailored for us. And that's really from my wife's experience and her journey and her use. We know that everybody has their own unique reasons and their why behind using cannabis. And I think that makes this whole industry incredibly special, right? And so that's what we're doing, is we're making the experience more about each individual user. And I think we like that. We like when things are about us.
Yeah, I think that's well said. And a big part of the retail experience now is meeting those consumer expectations.
Absolutely.
So what's on the horizon for 2024? What are you most excited to kind of bring to the table?
Yeah, I would go back to kind of that idea of brands right now really don't have a great way of telling the uniqueness behind their brand, the storytelling, right? We're here and there's a ton of different retailers and brands here, and they're getting that one-on-one interaction. And you see it in a lot of other industries. They're bringing really unique ways for brands to interact with people in the online e-commerce experience.
Yeah.
And I think that we're gonna, I think we may have some things on the horizon of taking it beyond just maybe reaching and creating awareness, but really being able to resonate with your ideal consumers in a really cool way in the commerce experience that kind of helps them find their ideal consumers and helps lead those consumers to the products that are best for them.
I think it's something that could really help pull people away from the illicit market. If you're looking for a specific experience and you want that repeatable, what better way to do it than through innovations like this?
Absolutely. I love that.
Yeah. So can you tell our audience where they can go to kind of follow along and keep up with Dama and Candid AI's progression?
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously you have our websites, damafinancial.com and candidai.com. But ultimately, Trish, you can find me on LinkedIn. I would love to talk more about this with anybody that wants to. We do have a large number of dispensaries right now. Obviously, Dama is very well known for banking. So we have a number of banking clients as well as POS and Candid customers. But we're here, we're available, and we would love to talk to them about how we can help elevate their in-store experience and bring this technology to them and their consumers.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much. I know I learned a lot, and I'm sure our listeners did too. I think we'll wrap it there. But until next time, thanks for joining us for another episode of Cannabis Tech Talks. We're recording here at MJBizCon at the Polyscience booth. Thanks so much for being our sponsor, Polyscience. And until next time, stay elevated.
Hey, hello, I'm Tommy Chong. If you want something really nice in your laboratory, buy DuraChill. I'm telling you, if you're not using this DuraChill, you're not really in the pot business. You're just on the fringe of it. So if you really want to get serious, man, this is what you need. You need a DuraChill in your life. You got the technology here to have the cleanest, purest, healthiest product. I'm impressed. You want me to sell this? Buy it. Try DuraChill or else. If your chiller's down, you ain't making money. And you heard it from me, Tommy Chong.
Brought to you by PolyScience.
This show was produced by Cannabis Tech Today and Pretty Easy Podcasts. Go to prettyeasypodcast.com now if you're looking to get professional production help on your own podcast at an affordable rate. Pretty Easy Podcasts, making podcasting pretty easy.